Normally, I like to have my videos scheduled in advance. I like to plan ahead and release videos right before a new volume of manga comes out. And since most of the stuff I read is fan-translated and doesn't have an official release yet, I get to talk about stuff before it comes out. Or in this case, talk about a manga that I adore that is finally getting a physical release. Maybe I can get my snarky teenagers to read it. Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Danon. I'm currently reading over 600 manga and light novels, and my two favorite genres are fantasy and romance. So on this channel, we talk a lot about both of those genres, but we tend to look more into story structure and tropes rather than how cool the fight scenes are, or how great the animation and artwork is. Which brings me to the subject of today's video: you and I are polar opposites. Also, I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically, if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm going to be streaming on this channel as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about manga. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or whatever else chat wants to talk about. Let's get this out of the way. This is not a review of the whole manga. Consider this an appraisal, a detailed advertisement, if you will. You can read this entire manga for free over on Shueisha's Jump app, or you can pick up Volume 1, which releases tomorrow. Link down below to order it from Amazon. Most romance series, especially shonen, take a long time for our couple to get together. That sweet tension that is built up chapter after chapter, the miscommunications, the near misses, the confusing feelings. We read shonen romance because we crave that feeling. Maybe it helps our black weeb hearts actually feel something. Maybe we're masochists who want to feel tormented by our beloved characters. Whatever the reason, most shonen romances take around 100 chapters to bring our couple together. Or longer in some cases. Oftentimes, the series wraps up right after the confession. In one recent manga, the confession happened in the last chapter. Maybe the series goes a few chapters afterwards. Maybe the kiss happens 3 or 4 chapters after they finally start dating. Whatever the case may be, almost all shonen romances are about the build-up, not the actual relationship. This is not the case in You and I Are Polar Opposites. The confession happens at the end of the first chapter of the manga. Suzuki is a gyaru. Pink hair, cute makeup, fashion, the works. She is loud, outspoken, and has no filter. Except, she has a secret. She's in love with Tani, the quiet boy who sits next to her. Suzuki always tries to rope Tani into her conversations. Her friends think she's teasing the quiet boy, but it's actually because she's interested in him. Not just romantically, but because she wants to hear his perspective. Others look at Tani-kun and they only see the quiet kid with glasses. But for some reason, Suzuki found him fascinating. She's observed him for a long time and found herself attracted to him. Not his looks, not that he's bad-looking, of course, but the fact that he always speaks his mind and is solid as a rock. He never changes who he is based on those around him. He doesn't try to fit in. He's the same Tani-kun everywhere, and Suzuki finds that fascinating. Because she's always talking but can never say what's really on her mind. She's as ephemeral as the wind, always changing to suit the situation and her companions. Neither of these are wrong ways to live, of course, but the grass is always greener, and it's always interesting to see someone so different from you. Suzuki finds herself jealous of Tani-kun. She's always concerned about what others think of her, which is why she finds herself so drawn to him. Tani-kun is so full of confidence. He doesn't care what anyone thinks about him, he just does his own thing. Unlike Suzuki, who can't say no to her friends. Suzuki knows she should go home and do her homework, but her friends want to go to King of Burgers. She lets friends copy her homework, goes out to karaoke, and must stick to the status quo. No matter what, she has to maintain her life. So why is she exhausted all the time? One day, as she's leaving school, Suzuki comes across Tani-kun at the shoe lockers. They discuss which way they head home, and Suzuki looks around before asking if they could walk home together. Of course, Suzuki isn't comfortable with silence, so she fills it by telling Tani about all the things she's done over the last week. About how big the burger was at KOB. I mean, it was huge. The patty barely fit between the buns. Wait, am I boring him again? But then he asks a question. A question! He's listening to me! Suzuki gets so excited that she just blurts out, asking if he wants to go with her to get one. Tani responds that yes, he would. Wait, what did he say? Was he just being polite? No, Tani isn't that type of guy. If he says he wants to go somewhere, he really wants to go somewhere. Cautiously, shyly, but also deliberately, Suzuki brushes her hand against his. Then freaks out. Because of course she would freak out. What is she doing anyway? But then Tani reaches out to her. Suzuki is in seventh heaven. She's finally holding hands with the boy she likes. She can't believe this is real. Suzuki finally reached for something that she wants rather than going with the flow, and her brain is short-circuiting. In fact, she's so excited that she can't sleep and winds up not coming into school until noon. Suzuki tries to play everything off, but she is still freaking out. She freaks out even more when one of her friends asks if she and Tani are dating. After all, she was seen walking home with him. Wait, this could upset the status quo. What should I say? What should I do? Stirring the pot does nothing but cause grief. It's not what you think. Oh no. Tani overheard me. Oh, this is bad. What should I do? He heard me deny everything. The rest of the day, Suzuki is trying to figure out what to do next. As someone who always went with the flow, she doesn't know how to make her own decisions. She wants to talk to Tani but doesn't know what to say or how to even bring it up. And how can she do it in the middle of class? Eventually, as the day ends, Suzuki still hasn't figured out what to do or what to say. But Tani does. He tells Suzuki to just forget about yesterday. He apologizes and leaves. Suzuki short-circuits. She doesn't know what to say or what to do. She can barely process what Tani just said to her. Her friends swarm her desk and invite her to go play after school, like they always do. And she drops a bomb on them. She likes him. Like, she really likes him. She's got a major crush on Tani. Yesterday, she asked if she could walk home with him. Is there something wrong with that? Now her friend who asked about it earlier feels like an idiot. To be fair, he kind of is, but he's a good boy, as we find out later. And her other friends encourage her to go after him. Tani just left, so if you hurry, you can catch him. Go, Suzuki, you can do it! Suzuki is shocked. Was it always this easy to express her true feelings? And now we finally get to be inside of Tani's head. This whole chapter, everything has been from Suzuki's perspective. Her thoughts, her point of view, but we finally get to see what Tani's feelings are. He's gotten used to talking with her, but he supposes that was only because she's a talkative person. She must not feel the same way about him that he does about her. But Tani's been looking forward to seeing her. He doesn't like days when she's not around. They're too quiet. Speaking of quiet, Suzuki finally catches up to Tani and yells her confession. She apologizes for always bothering him with stuff he's not even interested in. She's sorry for saying that stuff in front of everyone, she just doesn't know how to talk to him, and she was afraid of showing her true self. She's afraid that people will find out how she really feels. But when he held her hand, she was so happy that she couldn't sleep. Which is why she overslept. Okay, she did sleep, but still. She confesses to being a huge dork, but that's okay. Because Tani is also a dork. He never knows what to say, but he always likes hearing her voice. Now, the rest of the manga is about the two of them getting to know each other, but they are not the only characters this series focuses on. Other couples also form. I won't mention who, you'll have to read it for yourself. So if you're wanting some of that sweet stress from watching two lovebirds figure out their feelings for each other and eventually start dating, don't worry. This series still has that. But it also has that rarest of romance tropes. The couple who is already dating, figuring out how to plan a future together. So go pick up a copy and start reading it. Or head on over to Manga Plus and read the whole series for free. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Sean, Mark, Borgie, Nazwin, Pedro, Midge, Alex, Alex, Julio, Valeri, Conga, RJ, Aaron, Chris, Robert, Joel, Brock, and Michael. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.